Man, I can't be stuffed. I hate my life. FML, I'm over it. No one loves me. Maybe you felt this way too. So how do you deal with it? Especially if it's one of your friends. Or maybe it's yourself.
Come, Holy Spirit, clouds of your faithful, and kindle in them the fire of your love. Send forth your Spirit, that they shall be created, that we shall renew the face of the earth. Amen.
I see a lot of comments on Facebook. There are so many people out there that just can't give two stuffs about their life anymore. And are just over it. They're completely over it. Why? Maybe they've been clinging on to something for so long. I don't know, trying to fulfill a past that they never had. Whatever it is, you know, maybe things are just not going your way. Well, if you're someone who's listening to this, then maybe it's because you've reached the end of your wire, the end of your tether. You've had enough. And you know what? Being in this place is not such a bad place to be in. Because if you think about where you are, it's almost like you're hitting rock bottom and you can't go any lower than rock bottom, right? So what is this? What is this place called? This place is a place of humiliation. In fact, it's a place where you are made humble. Why would God put us into this place? Why would anyone want anyone to be sinking this low? Well, it's not about sinking low. It's about changing your perspective. You were never low to begin with. You had put yourself high up to begin with. And you're at a place where you shouldn't have been. To be brought low is to be grounded. To be grounded, you know, the Latin word for humility is humus, which means earth. To be put in one's place. Okay? And what does that mean? It means that we're vulnerable creatures. It means that we should know our place. That God is a creator who loves us so much, and we have to know that we are still his creatures. Now, a lot of us might think, well, so what? God made us so that he could have people that can just bow down to him. No. That's not why God created us. God created us because he wanted us to share in his love. He, out of pure love, bubbling over with love, created us into existence so that we could share in that love with him. But that love required something. That love required some sort of sacrifice. Okay? And what is that sacrifice? Well, before we relate this all to the sacrifice of Jesus on the cross, which everything relates to, let's think about what true love is. Okay? Real love requires us to be vulnerable. Well, what does that mean? Well, it's only in our weakness that we do show how much we do care about something. Okay? Think about it. We're afraid to be weak. We fear being looked at for who we are. We're all alike anyway, right? Christ made himself so vulnerable that he sits in the tabernacle waiting. He is God with us. See, God created you the way you are, and God created your guardian angel to be with you. He also created the saints, and they see you for who you are. At the end of time, when we all get judged, everyone will see you for who you are. So why hide for? Why kid yourself? There is a truth that we refuse to believe, and that truth is that we need God, and that requires us to be vulnerable. What does that mean? It means that in order to love God, we need to be vulnerable. In order to love others, we need to be vulnerable. Why would God do this? Why would God require us to be pushed down so low to this uncomfortable place? Well, that's because real love requires us to totally give of ourselves. Our Lady, like your own mother, you know how you are with your own mothers? Terrible person, a terrible little child to your mother, but yet she loved you unconditionally, right? What more Our Lady? What more God, who loves us unconditionally? This is the greatest intimacy, the greatest respect that you can give someone. And this is what it means to love others. And it means and requires us to be vulnerable. You know, sometimes we're made to feel lonely. Sometimes we're made to feel we don't have friends around us. And usually it's caused by a comment someone makes to us who is being very insensitive. And that's okay. Don't retaliate. Next time someone, you know, makes you feel low, suck it up and then reflect on that, on what they've said and pray for them. Let it go. Because just like your mother would love you unconditionally, so would you love others unconditionally as well. So there's no need for you to feel that vulnerability is a bad thing. Being vulnerable is a good thing. And that's why if you want to learn now to love better, choose weakness and vulnerability, and then allow yourself to show people who you really are. And that is that you're a child of God that isn't ashamed of himself or herself. You're a child of God that loves and wants to share that love of Christ with other people. That's your identity. And you've got nothing to be ashamed of for that. So for any other ideas or questions, or if you have any feedback about this podcast, or you have any ideas for any other podcasts, please comment below or let me know. And until next time, I'll catch you later. God bless.